In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Power 2 Photoshop Action. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm going to use this photo as an example for demonstration, and this is the effect that I'm going to create. Okay, so as you can see, the action creates these lighting bolts, the textures. I got some sparkles there, and a lot more stuff, and there are also a lot of options for customizing the results. Okay, so I'm gonna show you more examples that I made using this action. Okay, so as you can see here, as I'm gonna demonstrate later how to create effect like this. And this actually, you just have to make your photo. You gotta duplicate it. Okay, you document it into two documents, and just play the action twice. As you can see, the same direction, but what I actually done is I customized the result differently, so I got two different results, and then I just have combined them into one photo. And as I said, I'm going to show you how to do that later. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a few more examples. Let me just close these two windows. Okay, so from this photo here, I have brushed over here, and I choose the down direction. Okay, you can choose from four different directions: right, left, up, and down. Okay, so I choose the down direction here, and this is the effect. Okay, so here I have brushed over here, choose the right direction, and this is the result. As you can see, you can hide some layers to achieve a different look. I use the right direction also. From this photo, first over here, choose the right direction. And also, this action is great when you combine it with my MagicDust action. So you can find the link below in the description of the video. And I'm also going to show you later how to combine a few actions. Okay. So what I actually done here, I have brushed again over here and played the MagicDust action, and this is the result. Okay, and here's another example that I have made by playing the action twice, and I have added some light effects there. Okay, and from this, I brushed over here, chose the left direction, and this is the effect. Okay, so that's it. So let's get back to our photo. Okay, so you gotta check a couple of things before you use the action, so you make sure that you run the action without any errors. Okay, so the first, when you open your photo, what you need to check is that your photo is a background layer. Okay, so it must have this lock icon here, and it must be called a background. And if it's something like this, okay, you just have to go to the layer, new, and just choose a background from layer. Okay, so and this step will make your photo is a background layer if it's not. Also, what you need to check is to just click on this little arrow here to get a drop down menu, and just go to panel options, and just make sure that the option add copy to copied layers and groups is checked. Okay, so it must be checked like this. Okay, also check the image mode. It should be RGB color mode, 8-bit channel, and check the image size. Okay, so resolution for best results, resolution should be 300, and you should use the photos that are at least 1000 pixels wide or height. Okay, so if you use very small photos, there is a chance that the action runs into the errors because there's not enough pixels to actually work with. Okay, so always use a larger photos. Also, you'll have better results. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this size like this, and just click OK. Okay, so now what you need to do is to load the action and to load the brushes that can be downloaded. So just go to Window, Actions, click on this little arrow here, Load Actions, and just choose the action that can be downloaded. Okay, here it is. And as I said, you got 4 directions to choose from. And what you need to do more is to load the brushes. So just go to Window, choose the brush presets, and just click on this little arrow here and go to Load Brushes. Okay, so just choose the brushes that came with download. Okay, and you take a brush tool. The brushes should be appear here. Okay, and now just make a new layer. Go to Layer, New, and just choose a layer, and name it Brush. And this is very important. It must be, all letters must be lowercase, so otherwise the action won't work. So just name it Brush. Click OK, and now pick a brush tool. Pick some soft brush. Choose any color. Color is not important. Okay, so just choose some color that you can easily see what you have brushed, and just brush or the places where you want to just brush over your photo. Okay, just like this. And oh, sorry, I already done that before, so I'm just gonna open my PSD. Here it is. Okay, so as you can see, you just have to brush. You don't have to be precise at all, and all you have to do now is to play the action. So I'm just going to choose the up direction here. Okay, and also sometimes when you need a more space to, so the more of the effect is visible, you can expand the canvas size. And how to do that is to just go to Image, choose the canvas size, and now if it depends, I just change this to pixels and check this to relative. Okay, and now it depends where you wish to add more space. And if you wish to add more space only up here, and then just click here. As you can see, now the effect will be you will get more space only up here. Okay, so and just type the number that you like here, the value that you like to expand the canvas. For example, if I type 500 and click here, click OK, I will just get more space here. Now you can fill this selection, this white okay area here. You can just make a selection and sorry, just make a selection and fill it with the content of our, okay, or you can just choose the clone tool or some of a spot healing brush tool or healing brush tool to fill this. Okay, and I'm just gonna go a step backward as I have enough space here, so I'm not going to expand the canvas this time. So I have choose the up direction and just gonna play the action. So the action needs a few minutes to complete. It depends on your image size. Okay, so you can minimize the Photoshop when you play the action. That will fasten the process a little bit. And so I'll pause the video here, and then I will get back to show you how can you customize the results so you can get most out of the effect. So I'm going to go throughout all the layers, okay, and explain you how they work and how can they be customized. Okay. Okay, the action has just stopped. So first I will close the actions panel. And when the action is finished, you will see that the group power will be selected. And what you should do first is you should close down all the folders, and because it will be much easier to work then with the layers. And how to quickly do that is to, while this folder is selected, just hold Ctrl Alt button for PC or Command Option for Mac, and just click on this little arrow here. And as you can see, the whole folders will be closed. Okay. What we got here is the brush layer, and this action is made so every time you run the action, you will get a unique result. Okay, so if you just remove these three layers and play the action again, you're gonna get a slightly different effect. Okay, so that's why you got the brush layer here. Also, what I forgot to mention about brushing on the beginning is that your brush opacity must be set to 100. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn off this layer now. So let's see what we got here. We got the adjustments. So this is the overall sharpen layer, and as you can see, this layer is giving a sharpen to all to the photo, and you can change the sharpen by moving this cursor here. Okay, as you can see, and just gonna leave it to 70 now. And also, if you like this effect, you can just set the sharpen as you like and save the photo. And if you wish to customize the effect, it's best to turn off this layer now, and we are going to make it again at the end of the customization. So let's see what we got here. This is the overall contrast layer. It's adjustment layer, and as you can see, you can change the contrast by moving this cursor like this. Okay, so just set it some value that you like this. And here we got the photo tint, and when you double click here, you can change the color. Okay, and you can also change its density and the opacity of this layer. Okay, so it depends what kind of effect you wish to achieve. And here we got a color. When you open this group, you'll see there are 6 colors to choose from, and the black and white. So if I just turn off this color and choose some another like this, just turn it on and you will get a different color. Okay, here's the black and white. Okay, so I'm gonna customize the effect twice. So this time I'm just gonna use this default color. Okay, maybe lower this a little bit. And these are the power 2 groups, so this is actually the main effect. And when you open here, you see you got a sparkles group. Okay, the lightings, the edge highlight, textures, and the hue saturation layer. And what this layer actually does is, for the case you got a very bright background, this effect may not be too visible. So what you can do is just double click over here and just change the lightness. Okay, so this layer changes the lightness only behind the effect. So I'm going to set this to 0 as maybe a little bit like this. Okay. And now let's go over here. These are the sparkles. I'll actually turn off some of the groups, and then I'm going to turn them on one by one, so you can clearly see which group is which effect here. Okay. So these are the textures. And when you open the textures group, you will see that the textures are fully layered. And what you can do is you can change the opacity of any of these layers here to achieve a different types of the texture. You also got the layer boost glow. You can turn it on. Okay. Also got the layer here that has outer glow effect, and when you double click there, okay, you can change the color of the glow, as you can see. And I'm just going to leave it this color. And also what you can happen sometimes is that you have this line like this, and this happens because the brushed area was too close to the edge. And if you have that, you can easily fix it. Just select this layer here and just select its layer mask, take a brush tool, change foreground color to black, and just choose some soft brush. I'm gonna increase the size and just brush over there like this. Okay. Also, if you still have some line, you can just check these 2 layers also. Okay, so as they also may create that line sometimes. Okay. So also what you can do is, if you wish to remove some part of any other texture, you just select it. For example, this one. Let's choose this one. Just click here to create its layer mask, and then select the layer mask and just brush with the black color, so you will remove the texture in that places. And you can easily get back the texture by brushing white there. Okay. Okay, so I'll just lower the opacity of this layer a little bit. A little bit to this one. Also, sometimes when you have a bright background photos, I change the blending mode of these 2 layers to multiply. Okay. So this time I'm gonna leave them to screen. Okay, that's it. And what I'm going to do now is to select the layer mask of the textures, and I'm gonna remove the textures over here. Okay, so just pick a brush tool, choose foreground color a black, and I'm just gonna choose this brush here. This is the brush that came with the action. Lower its size, and just gonna brush over here, just like this. Okay, also a little bit here. That's it. And this is the edge highlight, and when you turn it off and on, you can easily see what the layer does. And it consists of the 4 layers. Okay, so these first 2 layers are giving the glow to the edges, and what you can do is you can play with their opacities. It is okay, and this layer here has a drop shadow effect. So what you can do, you can double click there, and actually the shadow is a white color, so it's actually getting some glow there, and you can just play with these settings here as a distance, spread, and size, okay, to achieve a different results. And this is the shadow, drop shadow. Also, this layer also have a drop shadow effect. This time it's a black, and it's giving actually a shadow. Okay, there. You can also change these values here as you like. Okay, I'm just gonna use default and default values, and let's see what we got here. These are the lighting group. Okay, so I'll turn it on, and as you can see, it's consistent of 3 layers. And what you can do is, if you wish to remove some of the lightings, you can just select the layer mask of the lighting and brush black, okay, there, into the mask. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to select this main mask, and when you brush into this main mask here with the black color, you'll remove any lightings there. Okay, so just choose a black color, and I'm going to use a soft brush, and I'm just going to remove the lightings here into the edges, like this. Let's just zoom up the photo a little bit. Okay, that's it. And I also want to remove the lightings over here. Okay, so let's remove it a little bit more over here. I'm gonna remove the textures also here. And I'm gonna lower the opacity of this texture here. Okay, so like this. And what you can also do when you remove some of the textures in some places, you can then change this layer mask of the color, as this layer mask makes the color go all over the textures. So if I remove the texture over here, I will still have the color there. So if you wish to remove the color from the place where you don't have the texture anymore, what you can do is to just duplicate the textures group like this. Go to right click and just choose the merge group, and select the layer mask and go to right click, apply layer mask, and just hold control button or command button and just click over here to make the selection, delete the layer, and then select the color layer, delete its mask, and set foreground color as a black, and this one is a white, and just make the layer mask again. Okay, so as you can see, I don't have the color now here, as I don't need it there because I have removed the texture there. So let's just go back to lightings. You can remove the lightings using the soft brush. Sometimes I just use this brush here. Okay, just brush like this. Okay, that's it. And what we got here are the sparkles. If you turn them on, you can see, okay, they're appearing around the place where you have brushed. And you got the layer called increase density. So if I turn it off, the sparkle will be less visible. I'm just going to turn it on and lower the opacity of this layer a little bit. Okay. So you can also remove the sparkles simply by hiding the whole group or making the layer mask onto the layer and then brushing black into this layer mask. Okay, so actually brushing, you brush just for the place where you want to remove the sparkles while the layer mask is selected. And also what you can do both with the lightings and sparkles is that you can give them a color. So all you have to do is to turn on the color layers. This, and you will colorize the lightings and sparkles. And you double click on the color box here, you can change the color to any color that you like. Okay, and if you wish to have all the same colors, you can just choose the color and then copy it and then just select the second color box and just paste the color there. Okay, so I'm just going to use the white color, so I'm going to turn off all the color fills. And what I'm going to do now is as I have finished with the customization, is I'm going to create a sharpen layer that I said we are going to make at the end of the customization. So you can just remove this layer and make a new layer at the top, and just go to image and choose the Apple image. Click OK, and just go to filter. You'll probably have the filter here, but anyway, you can just go to other, high pass, and set the radius to 2 pixels. Click OK, and just change its blending mode to vivid light. It is. And now just change the opacity of these layers so you can set the sharpen the two values that you like. Okay, that's it. And now I'm going to make the effect that I have shown you on the beginning of the video. And what I'm going to do is to duplicate this whole image like this. And what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to remove the sharpen layer again. I'm going to hide the lightings like this, and maybe sparkles too. So now I'm just going to change the color. I'm gonna choose this color here, and I'm just going to, as I have changed this layer mask, so I'm just gonna hold the Alt button for PC or Option for Mac and just drag this layer mask over the new color. Click yes, so I have the same layer mask and as I have here. And I'm just going to double click on the photo tint and choose the warming filter, as I'm using the red color now. I'm just going to use this density and opacity like this. Okay, and I'm gonna contrast leave the same and just make a new layer again at the top. Go to image, Apple image. Okay, filter, high pass, go to vivid light, and I'm just going to use 70% there. And now what I'm going to do is to select the background layer. I just double click so I have unlocked it, and just hold the shift button and click at the adjustment layer and go to merge layers. Okay, so I have this as a one layer, and just click and hold and just drag the whole photo here. I'm gonna place it over the top, and just press Ctrl A for PC or Command A for Mac, and just click here to center the photo like this. And what I'm going to do now is to select a background layer. Just go to view and check the rulers. Okay, so now I can just click here and take the line from here, and it will be automatically snapped to the middle of the photo, and just make sure that you have snap option checked here and that you have checked all these options here. Okay, like this. And now just choose the rectangle or marquee tool, just make selection over here, make sure you have reset the colors so you have a black and white color here, select this new layer and just make a layer mask like this. Okay. And you just now I want to smooth this a little bit here. Okay, so I don't have this contrasting line between these two effects, so just click right click onto the layer mask and go to refine mask, and here I'm just gonna use these settings and click OK, and that's it. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to combine this action with the MagicDust action. So I'm just gonna open some PSDs here and open this one here. Okay, so what you have to do is to I'm just gonna duplicate this group like this, duplicate the photo, and I'm just gonna remove this adjustment layer because I want to apply this layer. If I just leave it like this and play the MagicDust action, okay, then this adjustment layer will not be applied to the MagicDust. So just delete the whole adjustments group, and that's why I have duplicated the image. So I got the adjustments here. I'm just gonna take the adjustment later from here and move it over there. Okay, so just like this, and just merge all the layers. You have your effect as one layer, and now what you have to do is to let me just load the action. Okay, here it is, and now just make a new layer and double click here, just rename it to brush again. All items must be lowercase. And how the MagicDust action works is that it creates the MagicDust effects over the place where you have brushed. So we're just gonna brush like this over here. I'm gonna just brush a little bit over here, all over here, like this, and over here. And all you have to do now is to just play the action. So I'm going to pause the video here and get back when the action is finished. Okay, so the action has just stopped. So first I will close the actions panel, and again I'm gonna collapse all the folders. And how to quickly do that is again just hold Ctrl Alt button for PC or Command Option for Mac, and while this group is selected, just click on this little arrow here, okay, like this, and I'm gonna remove the color options and adjustments group. I'm just going to use the glowing particles from here. So I'm just gonna drag this group over there and remove this. And you open the group, you will see that it's fully layered, and you can simply hide any of these particles if you don't like them, or if you want to remove them, you can also select this layer mask and just brush with a black color, or select the main layer mask and just brush then over there, okay, over the particles that you wish to remove. So now what I'm going to do is to take this adjustment group from here. So just move it, just drag it over here, press Ctrl A or Command A to make the selection of the whole canvas and just center it. And I'm gonna hide the sharpen layer and make it again because I want to make sharpen to these glowing particles also. Okay, and just gonna remove some of the particles. So with the brush I'm gonna select the layer mask here, just brush with a black color. You can also lower this opacity here and just brush like this. Okay, that's it. So you can also duplicate any of these layers by pressing the you can just go to right click and choose duplicate layer. Oops. And when you select the layer, not the layer mask, select the layer, You can move the particles, so you can easily create a lot more particles. You can even duplicate the whole group, and when you select the layer mask, you can see when you select the group and move it, you create a lot more particles just in seconds. So just gonna close these, and I'm going to use this color. Okay, you can easily change the color, and I'm just going to use the green one, and I'm gonna close the group, and I'm just gonna leave this green, and just gonna make again this layer here. So make a new layer, go to image, Apple image, and just go to other high pass, 2 pixels, vivid light, and set it to 70. Okay, so that's it. And I just want to make some changes to this effect here. So I like how this effect looks, but I want to customize a little bit different this effect. So I'm just gonna duplicate this image, remove this layer. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the lightings again, sharpen layer, and what I'm going to do is to change the textures a little bit. First, I want to use the red color here, okay, this orange color, and I change this to warming filter, and also I'm gonna change the outer glow here to the red. You can also change its opacity like this. Just gonna lower it a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna just increase values of these 3 layers, so I got a more glow like this. Okay, and I'm gonna remove the sparkles. Okay, you can also boost the glow a little bit. Just gonna turn it on, the layer, and lower its opacity like this. And let's just duplicate the whole group. Go to right click, merge group, and I apply the layer mask. Just make a selection, delete the layer, and just gonna remove this layer mask, and you can just press D button to reset these the colors there, and just make a layer mask again like this. Okay, so now let's make the sharpen layer again. Here it is, and change its format to vivid light, set to 70, and now just gonna merge the whole group again, move it over there. I'm gonna remove this layer, make the selection of the whole canvas, and just center the photo, and again I'm going to select a background layer to make this on the middle, and just take the rectangular marquee tool to make a selection, select this layer, reset the swatches here, make a layer mask, and again I'm just gonna smooth this a little bit here, so I don't have like this. Just click OK, and this is much better than before. Okay, so that's it. I will close this. Okay, so I hope you understood everything, and if you still need any help and you need any questions, feel free to contact me anytime via my Envato profile page. Thanks.